my real test. To train them is my cause.
I started playing Pokemon back in 2005 when I joined a Pokemon League. It was about a few miles away from my house. It was at a local library, and I met some people there, and they just, you know, introduced me to the game and taught me how to play. And just since then, for 5 years, I've been just continuously going to Pokemon events. You read about it online, you make friends.
I saw kids in my school playing cards, so I started forcing my parents to buy me some Pokemon cards until they took me to a league at Toys R Us. And I was really too shy to play with the kids there. So after like the second time, my parents just said, forget about it, we're not taking you back. And I got out of the game after just playing a few games at home with my sister and my babysitter. But then I kept playing the video game through high school. And once we got to college, my freshman year, my friends and I were having one of our get-togethers, and we were just bored to death and thought, what could we possibly do? And looking through my stuff at home, we found my old Pokemon cards and said, we could do this, we could play this. And it triggered a long chain reaction of events where we were playing casually until it got to the point where we were building decks competitively, traveling to more events.
Well, when he was little, we were looking for a game. He was kind of advanced in math kind of stuff, and he was looking for a game that was interesting. We tried a bunch of different games. We tried this, and then we found out there was a league, and we found there was tournaments. You could like get trips and stuff. So we went and we played. It's something we could do together as a family and play. And then we would go to tournaments, and then he won. First year he won his gym challenge, and so we went to San Diego. And so it's just something we can do. We don't play a lot at home anymore as much as we used to, but we'll still play every once in a while. But it's something we can do at home, and then it's something we can do together. We go to travel. It's fun. That's like to do. I just like to travel.
Every year there are a certain number of Pokemon Premier tournaments, and it's like it starts out. It goes Battle Roads, which are just your basic tournaments. They're not worth a lot of points. Very basic. Then there's a few month break for city championships, which are obviously take place in multiple cities around the country. Then there's state championships, which obviously are in each state that's big enough to hold a Pokemon tournament. Regional championships, which is a collection of states. You'll have like Great Lake or Southern Mississippi or Sierra Nevada. And then you get to national championships, where a lot of countries around the world actually have Pokemon national championships. And if you're lucky enough to be invited, there's the World Championships that a lot of countries from around the world come to and compete, and it's very, very big.
There are 3 divisions: juniors, seniors, and masters. 15 and up is masters, 11 and below is juniors. While Pokemon Company wants to target it towards kids and continues to make the show and the cards and the games more for the child fan base, Masters is the biggest division and has the most rounds and typically the most prizes.
I wish I could just tell everyone that it's not just for 6-year-old kids, that there's really some real people who play it, but you can't help the market that it's for. Kids
Get into Pokemon, and then eventually there comes a point where there's the next big thing for them. They start outgrowing it. And people who are in the Masters division, a lot of them are people who grew up with it when it started, and it's still something that reminds them of their childhood, and now it's getting into kind of a retro phase where people are thinking of it as being something cool that they used to do but can still be cool now.
I kind of like shattering the barriers of Pokemon being just for children, and like it's really cool to tell people. It's like a good conversation topic. It's like, hey, I play Pokemon.
We found that we like the game of Pokemon, and so we found that something, a good family game that we could play together, and so we enjoy that.
I'd really recommend looking into Pokemon as like something to do. Like, it's kind of cute. It's like, oh, Pokemon, you see it in the store and you really don't think much of it. But like, if you try it out, if you're really into competitive gaming and you want to play a card game, buy a Pokemon theme deck.